Hold on, hold on. Make sure thing got crooked on me. Okay, there we go. So hold on, let me get things up. There we go. Um, okay, I think we're ready. Wait, one more thing. We're gonna check something, make sure I'm up and running. Um, okay, I think we're up. All right. So, anyways, this is probably not a great time to do this with football going. But anyways, I don't know if I was gonna have time tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a different video tomorrow night. I might have something be planned, but so this is kind of like late. I know 2,000 subscribers. It's like stunning. So I got monetized, which was pretty exciting, I guess. Yesterday, yeah. So I got officially approved for monetization with YouTube. So boom, thank you everyone that watches my videos. You're the reason why that happened. I mean, I didn't do anything, so can't watch myself. So thank you for coming along with me on this. I really didn't this kind of has turned into something different than what I thought originally. So originally I thought I was just going to do like informational videos and educational videos on how to be a dividend investor. Um Partially because I got annoyed with just a lot of bullshit I'd see, and people were getting. I could see these covered call ETFs. I saw people buying SCHD last year, and then they wanted to switch out of it this year. And I'm like, there's a lot of people that have a bad understanding of what they're doing. Kind of pissed me off enough to start a channel. And then I started doing dividend videos, and I'm like, well, I'm not like a totally dividend investor, anyways. So I felt, and then I didn't think I was going to do grifter slayer videos at all. But then again, some of the Paul and some of these other people just are just embarrassing themselves. And I hate seeing the comments of people praising these clown investors that make money selling courses and YouTube video views. They don't make money actually investing, and they're giving you financial advice. And it's just, that's even more that pissed me off. Um, so kind of brought that in. And then it's like, it's tough because I see the views, Grifter Slayer's tough stuff gets great views, but then at the same point, it doesn't really provide any value to you per se, other than just telling you to stay away from these people, which I mean, I could just tell you in a quick video what channels I think. But usually I'll explain it more. That's why I'm going to go into Paul so much, because that guy's embarrassing, and he's trying to be this teacher and this educator that he has no business being. So I so things have evolved. It's not going to be the channel I thought it was going to be originally, which is fine. I mean, to some degree, I have to do what I want, but then I have to kind of think about what is useful to you out there too. It can't be either or. I can't be focused totally on what you want or what totally I want, because both could be bad. So I don't know. This should be a fun going forward. I'm actually motivated. You could say I'm financially motivated to make videos. That could be bad or good, depending on what you're thinking of. Um, I'm gonna for next year. I was kind of thinking about yesterday, because we were talking about next year. What's going to be during Strongman's stream? Just like what's the grift next year? And I'm just kind of got me thinking. Okay, what am I going to do next year? So I think so far I'm going to finish my book series. Maybe I'll do more book reviews. Although I don't know, like they're not the most enjoyable thing to make, to read a book and then create notes and present it. It's tough. All right. I could just tell you what books to read, but I'd rather give you maybe a 20-minute summary. Um, I'm going to definitely keep doing ETF reviews. It won't just be dividend ETFs. I'm realizing, because people have been asking me, hey, what should I invest in? Because you talk about Paul and meet Kevin and them all being clowns. What are you telling us to do? It's like, okay, well, so I can move beyond, maybe talk about some ETFs beyond just the dividend ones, or the ones that I find interesting. Um, I guess if you want me to talk about index funds that are possibilities, I'll give you options that aren't Vanguard, because there's plenty of people that give you Vanguard options. I don't invest with Vanguard. They kind of pissed me off in the past. I didn't appreciate. They had these minimum funding fees for some of their investing products when I was younger that I couldn't get into, and it's always rubbed me the wrong way. So I do State Street and Schwab's products mostly. Um, There's nothing wrong with it. It's just to give you another opinion. Um, Someone asked me if I would start doing, um, I guess Q and A's. They want to know Q and A's for people to come on and ask questions. I don't know. I mean, I suppose. I mean, I only get 25 maybe viewers live stream. I'm like, what? I'm not sure what questions you want to ask me. It's kind of like I'm not going to value. I'm very hesitant to like if you just asked me about a stock, I could talk about it. If you want me to tell you if you should buy it or at what price, right on the this is a process takes time. Like I think things over. Like there's I don't know, like how to like Exxon. I bought an initial position in Exxon, but now I'm thinking about it. And this could take a week or two um before I decide what I want to do. So for you to like just in a Q&A to be like, what do you think of this stock? It's like what do you want me to say? I can give you like a brief paragraph. I don't know. So I guess maybe. Um, ETF reviews will be fun. We'll expand past just the dividend ETFs, but I'll finish a few because there's a few other ETFs I want to review. Um, I don't have any plans to do any more covered call ETF reviews for a while. I'd rather focus more on valuable things for now. Um, like I'll be honest, like a lot of few people have asked, what do a Defiance? What do you think of Defiance? I'm like, I haven't looked at it, so I won't say but it's probably exactly like yield max, I would assume. So it's probably the same opinion as I have on yield max funds. But at some point, I probably will do Defiance QLD. I have been in touch with some authors on Seeking Alpha on different topics. So it's a matter of I won't just bring someone on just to be like, let's talk. It'll be like a specific subject. That'd be fun. I think that might, if I could focus, these professionals, they like talking about stocks. So I want to channel it though to a specific subject. I don't want to let them just go off on, you know, it's whatever subject they want. I don't want to talk about crypto. So if they're into that, I don't want to talk to them. Or we can talk about other subjects. They just don't have to bring that up. So what else? Someone asked about like valuing stocks, I guess. I mean, I'll do probably another video on core satellite. That's what I would tell you to do. Have a core of broadly diversified low cost index funds and then you can have some satellite holdings that fit your personal preferences. That way it lets you have the security and the long-term return of an index fund with allow you to kind of be your own person and have your own beliefs in your investments. And it's a sustainable way to invest. I think you could sustain that the rest of your life. I'm hoping you're not going to panic sell or flip flop back and forth between different strategies, because that from interacting with people the first few months and then doing live streams with other people, that's the biggest thing I see with retail investors. Because I've interacted with, I think, a pretty broad scope of people at this point. I try to sometimes in a negative way, swearing at each other, but I think the biggest thing that I noticed that kills retail investors is the flip-flopping. The flip-flopping kills you guys, and you don't see it. You recognize that it's a problem when we talk about retail, and you go, "Oh, that's not me. It's all the other idiots." It's a lot of you people. A lot of you are flip-flopping, and you literally and you don't see it in yourself. But when you talk on Reddit or you talk on comments, I see it. You buy stuff that's going green, and you panic sell stuff when it goes red. You do the opposite of what you should do. And you're, well, it's not me. It's probably you. You should look at yourself and what you do. If you're thinking about selling SCHD this year and buy QQQ, which I've seen that's who you're one of those people. You really need to think about what you're doing. You are doing that. That's the biggest way you will fail in retail as a retail investor is you keep switching investment theses and investments, and you buy stuff when it's green. I've seen just so many examples of it. It just kills me. And that's how you fail. That's how you fail. You think you're on the winning side. You want to be on the winning team. I get it. Like you want to be on the team green always as an investor. So you guys just jump into whatever's going up and you don't think about, okay, what is doing terribly right now? You're not looking in the right places. You're looking at the stuff that's going up. Think about the stuff that's doing shitty. Like if you're going to buy individual stocks or something like that. And then broadly diversified indexes, trying to time those, there's no value in that. You pick the way you want to index invest and stick with it. It doesn't matter. But that's how you fail. And I've had a lot of exposure of doing this to all sorts of different types of investors from Europe and America, people that hate my guts, yield max chasers, and yeah, it's all that. That's where I see the failure. It's just not sticking to something. So, anyways, and then the doomers. Oh my god, that's the other way you fail. You fail as a macro event doomer, I guess. You think the economy's always going to crash and you're just trying to time it. So you're like in cash more than you should be, or you're trying to short the market. And you think you're some macro god, even though you don't have an economics degree. You've never worked at any sort of professional institution that does this sort of research, but all of a sudden you're an expert at macro. You're going to fail too. Um, and I don't know. That's my opinion. So from someone that interacts and mods stuff and talks to different types of investors, I see that. That's the biggest problem. Um, someone asked about valuing. So I'll show you. This is part. This isn't all I do. So I'll just briefly show you. Am I going to give you this? Fuck no. This is mine. I built this. I have another valuation tool I'm not showing you because it looks terrible. But there's just some different tools. It's not like Everything Money Paul, where it's like one software tool and that's it. It's God to you. It's like this is like the Peter Lynch formula from his books. Um, this is also a Pierce model valuation model, which is you can do a comparison of PEs to like companies in your industry. Like I just want to get a point. Like there's no one model that's going to work for all types of investing. This lack of flexibility with some of these people online, it makes me laugh. But this is this will be in a book review that I do. This is a dividend drill model from one of the authors. So it just gives you like a projected return based on expected growth rates in the dividend, and it gives you a projected total return of the stock and the dividend. I find this tool very useful actually. It's in a book I'll review, so you can read the book and you can build this yourself. I built all these. So this is a dividend discount model. Now I have two variation. I have a single and a double stage, a one or two stage. I have a three stage, but I don't think I've never used the three stage before, where you project the stages imply like different rates of growth. Like if you're trying to project, rapid growth and then a slowdown, you could do like a two stage, which I've done before. Also, I have two variations of calculating cost of equity with the Gordon growth model. It's like a dividend. It's a dividend. It's like the dividend version of a cash flow model. So I have this. Here's good old free, the one you've seen a million people use online. You could build this thing in about 1 hour if you honestly go find a YouTube video instruction how to do it. Paul sells you for $30 a month. You could build it I'm no math wizard. This is pretty much what Paul did. I could make it better than Paul. I could actually, could change this to be able to change, but I can change like growth projections and stuff. Last time I used it was, as you could see, ASO. I haven't used this in a while though, but at the time it was funny. At the time it was 60 and the model showed $80. I think it's back up to about 60. This was before like the drop then went back. Other than that, and again, I'm not selling. You're not getting this, so don't ask me. This would give you an average. This is like a summary. We take all the models and project an average of all of them combined. So it's just a tool. And then I have some compounding calculators. That's about it. This is a simple compounding chart. I just use this for basically for fun. So that's that. So yeah. Oh, look at all these Cole's here. We did it. Yeah. So I added a join. I literally just played with it. So like, listen, there's no additional benefits right now. It's more you're just helping pay for the software tools I use to create YouTube, because I have stuff I pay for to create videos. So if you want to help pay for Canva or Stock Unlock or whatever tools I use, have at it. I guess if I had enough people do the membership, I could do member videos. I don't know. It's a kind of crazy idea. Maybe it'll get to that point in a few months. Or member posts. I could do specific. Sometimes I get research and I could post it on the community tab. I've posted a few things I found interesting investing wise. Like did some research on PayPal. I could post that like community tab for members only. I don't know yet. I just really wanted to play with it. So that's that. What other background stuff? It is kind of funny to look, just the different videos when I started. So, when I started, all I was doing was PowerPoint. I was just literally using PowerPoint because that's all I had. PowerPoint lets you record, PowerPoints with video. So that's how I made, like, these first few videos basically, going back. This is a follow-on video. I had no idea how to edit, so when I did these old videos, I would have to, like, have a script and go through it, and if I screwed up, I had to delete it and do it again. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I had to keep it took like 6 or so tries, some of these videos, to make sure it was what I wanted. Then I started to learn that you could, like, edit out. If you stutter, you could just edit out that little 2-second clip once you post it on YouTube. So I started to learn that. It made it a little easier to make videos. Some of this just came in. If you want to learn how to do presentation and video editing and make thumbnails and do this stuff, that's part of the reason I did the channel, to do investing and also to learn these skills, because I have to do remote presentations as part of my being an audit manager or supervisor. I've done presentations, and so I have to some degree, I have these skills because they help me in my professional career. Plus, it's fun. So I've always kind of wanted to learn how to do this stuff because I've always been good at I can do the hardware part, building computers and stuff. I've never done the editing part, so it's fun. Mm. But anyways, yeah. So I got Canva, and then I was able to start making better thumbnails. I actually have updated some of these thumbnails from the clownish. Some of these were pretty clownish at the beginning, so I've gone back and, like, the Peter Lynch one, I'm actually pretty proud of that now. It looks better than it did before. So have fun with it. Or, I it's funny because Echoes was telling me to keep them simple and blah blah blah, and I know he's probably right, but I kind of just, what's the point of doing YouTube if you don't have fun? So these, creating a cow's thumbnail, like, I love that. That was hilarious. So, anyways, what else? Yeah, so they're fun to do. I like doing lives more than video recordings, honestly. Eh, I know people have said you should probably just do videos because they'll get better views, which actually it is true. Actually, I've noticed that videos get better views, I think, on average than live streams. But they're just not as fun to do without interaction. So I haven't really bothered with a ton of them. But I'll put more videos maybe out there. They don't all need to be live streams. Let's see. I'm not flip flopping bat. What? No, you're not. Oh no, investing with Cole. That's why you took index out of your name, Cole. Right? Croc sells flip flops. It's a perfect retail investment. There you go. Yeah. Can we all stop telling people how to invest correctly? You're giving away my money. Salutation, you guys. Thank you. So bacon. Let's see. Let's go. 2K. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was the Meet Kevin or the checklist video. Um, I was kind of not paying attention. I go through periods of being very busy at work and then kid stuff. And I don't know. I'm still figuring out, like, what to make videos on basically. It was going to be that very, very narrow defined track. And now I'm just like, you know what? I can do some Grifter Slayer. I can do some book reviews. I can do some educational, interesting content, maybe mix it all together because I think that'd be the way to go forward. Um, Stuff that hits, and then I can talk about it. So, yeah, keeping it diverse is what I'd like to do. Like, I don't want I get bored. So I usually read like 2 books at the same time. So I can go back and forth. Kind of keeps it interesting. Um, Anyways, hell, I should just do Tesla hate videos. This one got tons of views and hate, so maybe I'll just do no, I won't do that. I'm kidding. Um, so other than that, yeah, this is a short video. Nothing really to talk about. I'm still doing background on Pfizer. I think that'd be fun to do background on Pfizer after Costco. So I don't know. We will see. That is the future. What else? Who else is he? Anything else? Bye, 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 bye. Hi. So, hello. Um, yeah, so next year we'll see. I still think I'm looking like where's the opportunity for next year, So you got like housing. I think energy's got opportunities. Besides just funding, um, I've already deployed my Roth this year. Like I said, my Roth was deployed almost entirely into a cybersecurity ETF. Maybe I'll get more money as when we round to the next year and do it again. I don't know. Basically, I put most of my Roth into that cybersecurity ETF, and then I put a little bit into SCHD and G, just split it. So we'll see how that goes. Individual stock wise, it's been mostly paring down actually. Started last year with like 40 stocks. I've pared down to I think 15, 14. Cigna was yeah, I think it was I think I'm down to 14 actually. I'm not like long term. I don't know if I'll add. It's a tough sell to hold. Say I'm gonna hold something long term individual stock. I'm not particularly looking for it at this point. But it's possible still. There's some on my radar. Um, so some of those 14 stocks, I'm not gonna give you all, but it's like Republic Services, which is a garbage company. Caterpillar, Northrop Grumman, Tractor Supply, McDonald's, Pepsi. What else? Abbott Labs. It's kind of what you'd expect from someone's the dividend. They're all dividend growth projecting kind of companies. KLC or KLA. That's one. I love that one. Oh, I'd like that. Man, I wish I could have. It just ran on me so fast. It's gonna done amazing. Great company. Um, so that's that. Um, and I'll probably just keep dumping. If I don't find any that are opportunities, I'll just buy an ETF that's basically all the dividend companies in America. So I'm not pressured into buying an individual. I'll just buy all of them, or I'll buy one I think's a deal. That's about it. Um, so let's see. VT price target. Oh, well, look at the charts and just draw lines with the candlesticks, and it'll tell you. Should we go through? Let's see some comments. Okay. Um, I'm trying to curious some funny comments. Uh, yeah, nothing too funny, but yeah, there's some man. Some of the people that didn't like I got the TL the T or the Tesla videos did get quite a bit of hate. I've not lit like people will comment swearing at me, and I like it doesn't get through YouTube. I don't know why they tell you to fuck off. It's like okay, that comment's not going to get posted, or they call you like something like they just call you a name. Like if you want a negative comment, like make it at least like something informative or actually a valid point. I mean, just some negative comments like pointless, but they get really upset. Especially I mean, like the Tesla people, holy shit. Um, that's something else. They're hilarious. Like this video here, literally all I did was talk about the Tesla recall because it's a recall. So I just read the news. I gave like a brief opinion about it, and I read like one of the investigative reports from the National Highway Transportation Board that they did based on the Tesla recall. Like, how did it happen? Somebody reported that Teslas were crashing in. Numerous reports are coming into the government that Teslas were crashing into emergency vehicles and construction vehicles on the side of the road. So they started an investigation. They have findings, and it is disproportionately affected by Teslas more than other brands. So they're like attacking me and like, you're a clown. It's not a recall. I'm like, it's a recall. Like I have the recall, like the notice from the fucking government. It's a recall, and they're still like, you go look at Strongman's video. Somebody attacked me about that too. Those people living in a la world. I didn't even say like I didn't even imply that like the stock was going to get wrecked by this recall. All I said was they had a fleet-wide recall, and this is why it happened. And then it's like attack. They're like, I didn't imply the stock was even going to go down because of it. But since they want to be dicks about it, I can just post this. So yeah, I want to hear go ahead. Give me more of your Tesla shit. Look at that. This was from last year. So the government tracks now this is not full self. This is not automated driving. This is just auto assist driving that they're so level 2. Look at the disproportionate amount of crashes to Tesla compared to all the other brands. So, and I know they're gonna say, well, there's more Teslas on the road doing, driving in autopilot than other brands. Okay, but not this much of a disproportionate amount. 273 crashes to what? How many Honda? Like one. Um, so this is kind of crazy. Gotta laugh my ass off. But they're gonna hate me. I'm gonna get a comment hating me on this in about 2 minutes. They're gonna say that I don't understand. Just giving you the facts. There's a reason they recalled their autopilot systems and have to update them. They disproportionately were causing accidents, whether it's the car or the people driving are responsible. Something there, but it's just hilarious to me. Um, yeah, I am not calling it a recall. The government calls it a recall, and they keep saying to me, "It's not a recall because you don't have. It doesn't cost Tesla any money. They don't have to bring the cars into a warehouse to fix them." I'm like, okay, yes, they don't have to bring them to a dealership. There's lots of recalls you don't have to bring your car in to get fixed. I have a recall right now to install new side mirrors on my Honda Pilot. I don't have to go and do it. So it costs Honda nothing. I can choose just not to do it. So you can't even the guy that's like you can't price if they have to get replacement parts, you could price that and the stock goes down. Oh, really? So you can just calculate how much the stock will go down based on a recall notice. Okay. Because not everyone brings their car in to get fixed. They put the notice out that there's a part and it's still up to you to call and get it fixed. And like, how the hell would you know? How many of those people actually go in to get it fixed? But and there is a cost to Tesla to write new software code. But over the air updates, like someone's like, oh, Honda doesn't have over the air updates. You're a clone. I'm like, Honda does have over the air updates now, except it's only for the entertainment system. They're not reprogramming the fucking car. They're just updating your infotainment system is getting updated. That's it. It's not the car itself. So yeah, I mean that's a weird equivalence to make. But I'm not going to particularly go after Tesla. If there's something valid to talk about, like fine. But I mean, there's nothing. Someone that's like obsessed with Tesla stock, I'm not going to get through to them. My point is just like it's just one company. Like, calm down. Everyone in the world knows about it. I don't see what the point is. I have tons of exposure to it through my indexes, but man, like the hate, I like literally two just not even that big deal videos. I've got like the hatred of these people. It's hilarious. One guy, so this one commenter, he's like, "You're biased," because I said that I am offering a contrarian opinion on Tesla. That's all I was trying to say. And he's like, "You're biased." I'm like, "Well, yeah, every Tesla channel you see on YouTube is biased. Are you kidding me? Every single one of them is like pro Elon, pro Tesla, except for like Thunderfoot, who's like my man. I love that guy. Friggin' the best anti-Tesla channel there is. But so I can't provide a negative perspective on some of the stuff Tesla does. You're biased. Like, okay, they're all biased. Everyone's biased that talks about Tesla online. That's such a weird it doesn't make any sense, that critique. Everyone there's no neutral parties talking about Tesla on YouTube. If you think there are, good luck to you. This is the man. If you want to see a channel devoted to hatred of Elon Musk and Tesla, this man. Love him. Oh, I'm only subscribed on my other YouTube channel. Okay, there we go. But he's done plenty of great videos. He's an engineer, actually. So you want to go hate on him, people. So yeah, there's that. They're gonna sue. I'm waiting for the comment. So please, if you're watching this, go ahead. I want to hear your comment. I'm just saying this doesn't look good. I'm not saying the stock's going to go down because of this. Blah. Like you draw your own conclusions. I'm just saying this looks bad. All right, and this is why they had a recall. Recall people. Okay. So other than that, what else can I say? Just I guess people could I don't know if people really care. When I actually do my own personal stock investigations, I use the filings mostly, like 10Ks, 10Qs, and I use Stock Unlock for the most part. Um, I show you Seeking Alpha because I'll have it up for charts, and then I'll show you stock analysis because stock analysis looks easy. It's easy to present the way they structure the lines. It's easy to read. I don't show Stock Unlock because it's just like this is why I don't present with Stock Unlock. For my purposes, I love Stock Unlock. I think it's great. I'm grandfathered into like the old. I pay like $70 a year. Friggin' fantastic. But like, you can see this is hard to present like if I'm showing this, if someone asks, and it's just a jumble of numbers for me to show you on the screen. Um, so this is what I use for the most part, and then the filings if I need to. So I really like their software. I like the charts. You can turn on. You don't have to have colors. You can turn off the colors. You can view his percentage. Like, and he's added. You can tell him to add stuff, and he adds. I actually had him add something once. I requested. So this is what I use. Use what you want. I don't care. I've used lots of different tools, and I'm sticking with this one for now. I've used like Market Beat. I never used Ticker. I was going to switch to Ticker, and then I just didn't feel like it. I've used lots of them. I use Yahoo Plus 1 year, which I think is very expensive. I don't think you get a lot out of it as a retail investor. I haven't used Morningstar either. So, anyways, this has fun. It's just easy. You have all the balance sheet, cash flow metrics. This is, I don't know. These analyst tabs are always like, I don't know what you don't know where they're coming up with these analysis and price targets. So they're cute, I guess. Is that the best way to put it? But I enjoy. It's easy use. So if you want, this is what I use for the most part. So there you go. So other than that, so this is other stuff. I was like, maybe I shouldn't do grip shot. But you know what? Sometimes you just feel like going after somebody. You see something and just you're like, you know what? Fuck that guy. I'm sick of him. And this is one of those, like, Paul just pissed me off about the margin, the shorting and that whole crap. So I'm like, you know what? It's on. And then he blocked me. But now I got someone posted this, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't said, because I used to listen to Ross Gerber's all his live streams when I was home, and I didn't think he was necessarily a bad guy, but this has got to be brought up. Like, these underperforming people that go on YouTube and talk. If we can figure out their performance, we need to expose it. It's only fair to show, because there's a reason Ross Gerber is successful. Like, he is successful because he is a salesman. He's an extraordinarily gifted salesman. He looks the part, right? He's freaking got the slick back hair. He can talk. He can talk your ear off. Like, all these people are like that. Kevin, like, there's a reason why they're good at their jobs. They're good at sales, and that's enough. All right. They don't have to be good at investing. That's just side part. To be a good investment advisor or run an ETF, you just have to fucking go on TV and smile and talk right. Because I mean, we're getting receipts now that we're a few years out of COVID. All these people that have come up to do. So here's GK, Ross Gerber, down 30%. So we're going to get to him at some point in the future. We're not letting that go. So there's other people that we can bring up. So when we can find performance, we got to showcase it. Where's the other one? Oh yeah, Gary Black, Future Fund. All right, we got to call out the underperformance of these guys that go on television that retail gets exposed to. Receipts matter, because you could have bought something else, right? If you bought this fund, you could have bought SPY or VT or SCHG. You could have bought something else, but this guy took money from you. It's kind of a bummer. And he charged you 1% fee for this shit. So anyways, there's more targets. So we'll see. It's more like if something comes out that just annoys me. I'm not gonna particularly go look for these at this point. But yeah, we'll see. What? Dude! All right, my official first super chat. Oh, I don't even know how that works. What am I supposed to do? Thank you very much, Michael. The UK Buffett. So appreciate it. Dan's first super chat. You will always be my first, Michael. You're my first. Treasure that. So Bacon, do you want to? I was gonna, unless you want to come on for a minute. Otherwise, I was gonna sign off. I don't know if you have anything to say, but I can go for an hour. It's up to you. So otherwise, I can go back. Okay, you want to come on? We'll go for an hour. I'm gonna then back to football. It's hard to watch the Giants these days. I don't know. It's just they're just not going to be good. So I struggle to watch them sometimes. Bills are playing later, so that'll be a fun game to watch. Well, I sent the invite out to Bacon. So, um, I mean, I got nothing else right now. You can ask. So Pfizer will be next. I'm not going to do a live stream this week. I'm not going to do like one of where I present news for the week. I'm going to try and stick to. I'm pretty busy for holiday, so I'm going to try and get the Pfizer video out before the end of the week. Then who knows, after Christmas, maybe just take a hiatus and then hit it again in January. Do some videos about taxes, maybe people might want. Oh, there's Bacon.
Hey,
Hello.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was interesting. I have $2, or actually I don't know what, $1.99 or a pound. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say £1 sterling. I think
Is that like $3 maybe?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. It's a good
Yep.
start. I don't know how that shit works yet, but
It was funny because like I didn't see the option for it, but like I knew that you should have had it. So
I just did it like last night. Late
yeah.
last night. I just set it up and then they have to approve it. So
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'll just throw up a subscription for now. I don't really. So I threw like two. What did I throw? Two or $2.99. I
Yeah.
think it was.
Yeah,
It's
like
like,
I don't see any problem with it because like it's not like you're holding a gun to anyone's head or you're not you're not
I
like
do this. Like I
promising the
said,
moon.
this is more just fun. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
hobby. It's a hobby
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I know this is so hard to people understand, but I make money from investing. I don't make money from selling courses and YouTube. Actually, YouTube costs me money, like
Yes.
because I have to buy Seeking Alpha and I have to
Yep.
do Canva and it
Mhm.
costs money and I had to buy like this thing and
Yeah. Even
so
worse, time also because you are a man with different hobbies and you have a family. Like
yeah, like I'll never be like I give like strongman, like I like to, it's fun to talk to strongman because he's like so different than
Mhm.
me. Like we both, like he's just, I thought when I first met strongman online, I thought
Yeah.
he got wrecked by like a tech bubble or something and then he went to VT after that. And then when I met him and talked, he's like, no, he's just always been a boglehead. Like he found bogleheadism at the beginning of his investing journey, which I didn't.
Mhm.
So it was funny. And then, but I'm like, even now, like I have like my 401k is or it's a 457B, which is the public equivalent, is basically VT for the most part. And then I've got like speculation account for like I short shit, I short
Mhm.
stocks and do crazy clown stuff. And then I have like this responsible dividend thing.
Oh
So
yeah.
I can't pick something. I like to try it all. So
Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see what the harm is. Like, yeah, because that's I I'm trying to remember my journey for what that's worth. It was probably a relative hybrid because like when I started digging, it was roughly like 20 teens, like the first like slapdash attempt,
mm,
and yeah, so like it was like the bulk of it was Boglehead priority, like the majority has always been more of a Bogle approach, but that being said, though, over time, like I've found like just researching companies, researching industries and sectors to be very very rewarding. Just from learning, I like learning.
mm.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So that's why I think Core Satellite appeals to me. Small speculative account. Yeah, that's just me. But
A lot
uh,
the tough part, like I've always said, like being like if you see dividend YouTubers, the hard part is it's just boring. Like these shouldn't be exciting. You shouldn't have a new stock idea every week.
mhm,
Like I think YouTube maybe presents people like you have somebody with a channel who makes a living doing this
yeah.
and they have to put out new content.
No,
And
I
it's
agree.
like, how do you even know what they even really want to buy? They just every week are putting out stock ideas just to make views. And it's like, that's not how this works. Like, you're not in and out of stocks all the time. And it gives a false impression, maybe. Like this year, literally, the only thing my long term dividend portfolio, the only addition was Cigna.
Hmm.
And now it's
Yeah.
gone. So literally, I added nothing this year. I bought some of the ones I already held, but um, it should be very slow progression. Like, I think YouTube gives a false sense that you need to be like some sort of market moving, constantly shifting person to be successful. It's not true.
No, I agree.
Um, especially if you're working all day. Like,
Yeah.
and then I know there's people out there that are trying to day trade on Robinhood on their phone while they're working at like an Amazon warehouse or something crazy. And it's like, buddy, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I agree.
be reasonable what you're doing. You're
Mhm.
up against supercomputers. Like,
Yeah.
you have a shot, but that's not it. Like,
Yeah.
um,
No, yeah. It's uh
that was the thing that pissed me off the most, seeing like dividend flip floppers. We're all happy as hell last year when things were good, and then this year it was like they all fucking want to become growth people now. I'm like, if you, like the flip flopping kills me. That's how you fail. That's
mm,
basically how you fail.
yeah.
Along with picking shitty stocks, of course, somebody wants to die on the hill for PayPal.
Oh dear God.
Lo- Call it a growth, calling that a growth company just because it doesn't pay a dividend. I'm like,
Wait,
good
what?
lord, people.
Oh
Somebody wanted to
jeez.
fight me about it last night.
Oh gee, no.
PayPal. They want to die on a hill for PayPal. I'm just like, there's better things to look at. It could go up. It could
It
go
could.
up.
Yeah,
Anything
for
could
sure.
go up.
But yeah,
I'm like,
but
but that's the stock you die on a hill for?
yeah.
PayPal. Like the boomer of boomer fintechs. That's the
There's
company you get 20. It's been around for like 20 years. It's a checkout button. That's the company you die on a hill for. Like, there's so many more interesting companies out there to look at. And
yeah.
um, but
Yeah,
that's not
this
even growth. That's not growth investing. So
like because I've been wrong in the past about Uber, like as of recent especially, but like at least you could make the argument for Uber v like Lyft. Whereas
yeah,
for like PayPal,
Uber was a great example of a growth investment
yeah.
that would have made sense. What soon as
Mhm.
they pivoted toward, if you believe they when they said they were pivoting towards profitability
Yeah, yeah, with
last,
ad revenue.
last
Yeah,
fall.
yeah, yeah.
There
Yeah,
you go. There's your shot.
yeah,
PayPal? Come
yeah.
on.
Oh, I agree. I agree. It's just messed up. Like they're like, oh yeah, 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 PayPal, but we got Venmo, Dan. We got Venmo, and then you're like,
I
okay,
mean, the
well,
stock could do
there's
whatever the stock's gonna
yeah,
do, but all I can tell people, if I go back, I
yeah.
posted this.
I forgot. I want to say PayPal is Venmo, right?
I posted this from someone that shared some report they get. I'm assuming this is like a paid report, which there's a lot of paid reports that subscriptions for like retail information, but they'll sometimes post it on like Reddit or Twitter. So you can get pieces of it. I mean, but like this guy noted, like Apple Pay is crushing just this portion of the business, the Salesforce portion,
Yeah.
not the whole business, but Apple Pay's taking them to the woodshed is
Mhm.
basically what this is saying.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. Because
so
you got Apple Pay, you got Zelle, you got
oh my
Cash App.
god.
Like I'm
If
not
someone
saying that.
says, if you say PayPal's a moat, good
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
What
Like
do you know
I'm
what
not
moats are? Like,
I'm not calling for a winner, but I am saying like right now, especially like too rough to say. Like,
no.
because at least it
Like
was Uber or Lyft. Like, at least it was just down to 2. This is, like, down to a whole lot more.
this is a moat.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fucking moat, people. Like,
Mhm.
that's a moat. That is no other company can look the historic research and development of this
Yeah.
basically wing plane, right?
Yep.
The whole plane is a wing.
Yep.
They've been building these for decades and decades, and the research involved to make this, like, that's a moat.
Oh, yeah.
There's no other company in the world that can make this plane.
Yeah.
So, like, you're gonna compare that to a checkout button and say that's a moat? I like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Now, like, is it valuable, right? Does the moat matter for the stock? I mean,
Mhm. Yeah.
separate
Then
discussion.
yep. But that the CapEx involved, the R&D involved, the patents also, all that, the defensible
Mhm.
patents. Yeah. Yeah. It all
Yeah.
builds up to a very solid note.
Like, moats are forever, but they're not eternal.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to phrase it. They are
Yep.
long term, but yet they don't last forever.
Mhm.
Um, so anyways, but
I got a fun question. I don't think I've ever asked you. And we briefly talked on it a little bit. I've been asking people around randomly.
how much money I
How?
have?
No, 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 God, no, no. That would be improper even by my standards.
You
No,
could ask. I'm answering anything today. No.
it was more of a like. How often do you come across an idea where like it's really high conviction when it comes to investing? Like you're willing to swing for the fences, damn near. Like, I don't know what percentage allocation that would be for you because that's
Let
somewhat
me
open.
look at my stocks. Hold on.
Yeah,
if I see the ticker, it's like it triggers my memory.
yeah. Because
Um,
well, like
the
eh,
last okay, let me look. No, go ahead, keep talking.
oh yeah. So like anecdotally and behind the scenes, like people that have been asking, the average answer has been at most for high conviction ideas where you're like, I'm gonna swing for the fences and it's a great calculated risk. It's like at most average of one a year. Like and like I'm not sure if he's comfortable mentioning his name, but like I know of one person who has like a screening methodology where he's like maybe two, but yeah, like by and
Okay,
large, yep. Go ahead.
this I don't want to talk about carrier. We've talked about carrier.
Hmm.
Let's see. Republic Services.
Yeah.
Wait, can I change the time frame? Oh, that's not it. That's not what I was
No.
trying to do.
Yeah, we can work off of whichever and like
I'm trying to remember this from last year.
ah
So this was a good one actually.
mm,
If I'm remembering it, maybe not. This might not be it. Um, I think it was here. This was a good one. It was like last year. They were at a PE less than Waste Management,
oh
but you could see that they had a better growth trajectory and management was on the ball with it.
mm,
So I just immediately went pretty hardcore into it. Like normally I buy Tron, like I'll do like I'll think in my head, okay, I visualize buying 3 or 4 tranches of this stock, let's
yeah,
call it. I don't know.
yep, hmm,
This one I just went all
ah
exactly what I wanted to buy right from the start. I thought it was such an obvious, I think it was last summer because I was like, okay, it's being valued at less than Waste Management, but better growth plan, better like everything was better.
hmm,
And like it was so obvious. I mean, I'm like people, oh, it's not a 2x, you're a loser. I'm like, these are the wins you get investing. These
yeah,
are the wins, right? So what is that? Like 120s to 162,
yep.
the 25% gain.
I was gonna say healthy percentage gain and
I mean, these are the wins you take.
yeah,
If you're looking for like fucking 3x's, okay, you might get those once every like few years, but that
hmm,
was a big win for me.
yeah,
Carrier,
yep,
I knew Carrier was going to be a win. I just knew it. Like
hmm,
I could see on the wall. I did the research. I talked to my brother in HVAC. I looked at their technology. I had no doubt that it was going to work. Buying this in the 30s, so this was a high conviction play for me. I guess you call. I knew it was going to work. I still am like I'm not going to sell this. I'll sell it when it goes to $80, maybe double my money. Um, I don't know. Those are more recent. Nothing this year though, obviously. KLA.
yeah,
I was very. I wish I'd bought more. That one got away from me. So this
yeah,
was last fall. I really liked the thesis on semis equipment more than the fabs. I've always been an AMD. I'm in and out of AMD based on
yeah,
my friends, not
yep.
me. I have two friends that are very involved with AMD, so they keep me appraised. They tell me literally buy it now or not. One of them just told me to buy it when it hit 100. I didn't this one time, but you could see what like, he's on top of that stock. I should just do every time he fucking tells me. But so like I thought this was so obvious. Now the question was for me, Lamb Research or KLA last fall.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't like the Chinese exposure
yeah.
portion because I knew this was a this was long-term hold for me. I knew it from the start. This is a
Mm,
winning company. So I went into it pretty heavy too, which more obviously. This was
yeah,
like yeah, it was fall. So we're talking like here was when I was into it. Um I very high conviction. I knew this was going to be a winner. There's like no other company that's doing what they're doing. Like they're eating market share. They are like the leaders in what they do, selling the testing equipment.
yeah.
Less China exposure than Lamb, but Lamb's done better so far up to today. So
Hmm.
up to today though, but
Yes.
I feel better about this one. You could argue like Lamb was going to be a more short term play if I did buy it. Um, I don't know. So nothing too much this year. This year has just been like because this
Yeah.
has not been a good year for dividend people. So last fall was like when 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 the whole currency crisis was going on. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is the time. I was fucking dumping money. I was going crazy investing because I'm like, I would read all the fear reports about literally, I'm reading these reports about what people are scared of. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. You think like people are writing like the US currency is going to go crash to zero and just ridiculous. The world currencies are over. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I'm like, this is the moment. So I went crazy into the markets, like 4 times more weekly, I was putting it like 4 times what I normally do a week into stocks. Um, those are your moments.
Oh yeah.
So that those fed me a lot of great gains this year. Um, but you got to go against the current, I guess. I just thought the fear people had was ridiculous, like
Mm.
ridiculous. But if you watch these YouTubers that they'll feed you that fire because it's good. They know people are watching that. So last fall, all the typical YouTubers were just putting all these videos out about the doom and gloom of US currency, the end of the economy, blah blah, all this crap, flames on the thumbnails, scaring the shit out of people. And like
Shocked expression,
you
surprise
people, how
expression.
many of you actually stopped investing at that time? People
Yeah.
watching this, like take a reflection, look at yourself. Like, don't lie to yourself. How many of you stopped like maybe you didn't sell your stocks, but maybe you stopped investing.
Mhm.
You sold stocks.
Mhm.
Because be honest with yourself, I fucking plowed more in, and I reaped the rewards. So
Yeah.
this year's
Yeah.
kind of just been blah. Like it's been
Mhm.
funding ETFs. I wanted more ETF. Yeah, basically, it's been funding that Wisdom Tree ETF I have. Besides, like the retirement contributions,
Yeah.
and then like the Roth. Like you can put your money in your Roth, just let it sit for a while if you
Oh
want.
yeah. Yeah.
I put it in and it just sat there for most of the year until whenever I did that video on investing in that ETF. That was when I did it.
Mhm.
Um, it was the one with Jesse.
Um.
This one.
Oh yeah. 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 That
This
one.
was the video where I explained I bought into it like 2 days before this video, I think.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know. Like I I don't know. Like I really think like it's the flip-flopping of strategies. You want to be on the green team, what kills retail, but also they keep you want to be like the cool kid and you want to make money. So like you want to be like these people like they want to be on Team Palantir and they want to make profits because they want
Yes.
to be part of the cool kid club, right? AI, technology, cyber, yeah, I want to be that guy. It's like okay, but what they don't tell you, like a lot of those people in SoFi and Palantir are bag holders.
Yeah.
They make those
Oh
videos.
yeah.
They're
Yep.
holding bags and they're fucking heavy.
Oh
So
yeah.
like Amit, like he was buying Palantir in the 20s. We
Mhm.
know that other SoFi people were buying it when it was back in like $15 days, but they still make videos glorifying the company as they're down 50%. Um, it's just hilarious. These people kill me. It's like, why don't you just like move on? Like they're gonna tell you they're right. Well, they bag held these companies for like 2 years making nothing while they could have just had something like, I don't know, a growth fund. But
Yep.
don't get mad if you don't, you know.
Yeah.
Oh God. Boomer
Oh no.
Kyle gonna acquire Goldman Sachs. That
That would
was
be that would be the most left wing thing or right wing thing, like out of nowhere thing.
so this one, I've
Like,
always eyeballed Goldman Sachs. I
yeah.
just want to own this. It's just I don't know why. I really want to own Goldman Sachs.
Uh,
Whatever rationale you throw at me, it's like irrational.
Trophy
Um,
asset.
it's a yeah, I guess yeah, that's a great term. It's a trophy asset. I just really want it, but I've never every time it gets to where it's interesting, I always either have something else I want to buy or I just
Mhm.
don't. So like when it was here, I was that close to pulling the trigger finally, and like I'm adding Goldman Sachs. I'm like this company is it's gonna be here forever. This company will there's like how many investment banks are
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
There's like a handful of them.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, I should have fucking pulled the trigger. I was right on the edge of doing it. And then look at that.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yeah. It's fine. It's
Like not everyone wins. You don't win everything, right?
Mhm.
You miss them sometimes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's
Because
okay.
like there plenty of things have gotten away from both of us, and I imagine even in the future things will get away from us. It just is the nature of what well, of what we do.
I just want to. Oh, let me put this here because there was a certain person that pissed me off on Strongman's.
Oh, uh-oh,
Fuck this guy.
uh-oh.
These people are such idiots. Like,
Oh, the PayPal, a PayPal ball? No,
yeah, he was
no.
laughing at us because we thought we're like we just like you're wasting your time on PayPal. Like, what kind of edge do you have? Everyone talks about PayPal. Look for stuff people don't talk about. So, oh, how's that doing? Oh, let's year to date this. We're year to date bros. Oh, because he's like, you guys are. He said indexes. He literally commented. I think called it. He's like, index investing is not for growth investing. Some bullshit like that. He's like,
What?
I'm a growth investor. Oh, you guys are clowns buying indexes and all that. And I'm like, okay, who's the clown, buddy? Like,
What?
please tell me, because I own 50% of my Roth is SCHG.
Yeah,
Okay,
which
here's
is
your
a
PayPal.
growth fund, like,
Here's your precious PayPal. I fucking crushed you with no effort. Like, what are you bragging about? Like, is there any time period that you beat me? There's no time period that you beat me.
realistically, yeah,
I've only
yeah,
owned this for like 2 years, mind you.
yeah.
But,
Realistically, like, the time
2 or
period that,
3 years, I
like,
think.
that they probably went into PayPal or PayPal,
What a
like,
fucking idiot. Like, PayPal. You wanna be a growth investor and that's what you talk about, PayPal. Okay.
oh god.
That's not growth investing. Like,
Oh,
kill me. I don't
jeez.
wanna be a growth investor, mind you. That's why I own SCHG. I don't want to be a growth investor. I don't think I
Yeah.
have edge on the companies you need to be good at and now the analysis you need to be good at for growth investing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to or I just don't care enough. So I just there you go.
Yep. No,
There's the ETF.
I think core satellite really makes a whole lot of sense because, like, there are gaps that people naturally have, and I mean, granted, yes, you can try, and you probably should. People should try and carefully expand that knowledge base, but there's just some things like,
You could be a growth investor part of Core Satellite though.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the point of Core Satellite. You say you want to be a growth Core Satellite allows you to be a growth
Hmm.
investor in a
Yeah,
responsible
yeah,
manner.
yeah.
Um, once you get 10, $20,000 in indexes, maybe you put a few $100 into some speculative growth companies and they do really well, but you're not if it goes bad, you're not crippling your financial future.
Hmm.
Um, so it lets you to be the investor you want to be in a responsible way, I guess. You could go the other way. You could be like, I have 50% index, and then the other 50% is like hardcore dividend companies like Altria and I don't know. Jeppy. Sure, go for it. But eventually you'll see the truth of which one's winning.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
I
fun.
just got yeah, I don't know. Boomer. Okay, I'm committed. I told Fabi, I'm like, when Goldman goes under $300 again, I'm in. Now watch it never go back there again, and I can just cry myself to sleep. Dan's already triggering people.
Yep.
There's a few I've noticed like this trend of people saying I'm cocky,
What?
which is so weird. I'm doing videos on a topic. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I do background and now I do videos on things I'm knowledgeable of, right?
Hmm.
Like so like if I don't have knowledge of something, I don't do a video on it. So I don't if that maybe feeds into the whole cocky idea. Um you'd see real quick if I did a video on Salesforce, I'm not cocky. Like
No, like,
but it's so funny like why like I don't see those comments on like the slick, greasy haired YouTubers that like smile and are good salespeople. They don't call them cocky.
like,
So, but if
are
you
you?
tell them what they don't want to hear, that's the problem. I tell them what they don't want to hear. So
Yeah,
I'm
like,
I'm now a cocky prick because I'm not trying to sell them shit like a Ross Gerber meet Kevin or Lafufu. Um,
are you shorting any of the, like, say, the yield max ETF or what's it called, like, because I don't think you are you?
am I
Like,
what?
are you shorting, like, say, a PayPal or
No,
yield max ETF? Yeah,
I'm not
like,
shorting anything right now.
yeah, then like, I don't get that, like, there's a clear disconnect then. Like, all you're doing in most of your videos, like 99% of the time, is like, what, like, either the small victory laps here or there, or you're identifying risk. Like,
The math, what kills me with these,
Oh yeah.
the math is so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Like I literally clipped this part because I asked him how will Tesla fail?
Yeah.
All the yield max funds.
Yeah.
It's so obvious to me and him, who's the professional. And it's like it's so obvious how these will fail. It's hard for us to like how to explain it because we're like it's just obvious. It's like how do you explain 2 plus 2 is 4? It's like you just know it is, right? Do you
Yeah.
explain it? It's just 2 plus 2 is 4. Like you just look at how these are constructed and you know they will fail. The time
Mm-hmm.
only time is the question. How long?
Yeah.
I don't know. But um but then I get these guys, you know, Toaster's got 57% returns. Okay. But Tesla
Yes.
has what 120% return. You're underperforming the benchmark asset. You are knowingly underperforming the benchmark asset with this fund.
Yeah.
And I keep telling them that and it's deteriorating and they want to fight you. And then
It's
he brings up, he's like, well, it did better than SPY, or he like, okay, well, SPY's a broadly diverse 500 companies.
mm-hmm.
Tesla invests, it's a proxy for Tesla.
Yes.
Okay, you underperform Tesla.
Yeah.
And you always will underperform Tesla. You're going to pay a 1% expense ratio to underperform the benchmark, whatever index or stock. Would you, what, like, in what world? This is crazy. I don't even know how I wrap my brain around how do I explain this any other way than it's inevitable math.
Yeah.
And you can see what they're already doing. Some of these channels, Tesla's had a rough time recently because
Mhm.
Tesla stock hasn't
Mhm.
recently, it's kind of yo-yoing. So now what do? Now they want to talk about Coney. Okay, why? Because Coney has done well recently. Why?
Yep.
Because Coinbase has gone on a rip. But again, they keep forgetting Coinbase has done even better than Coney, probably twice as good. So again, you're underperforming the asset. You could have just owned Tesla and Coinbase. You didn't have to pay a shitload of short-term tax. Wait till they get their tax bill. Because these are all brand new funds like this year, I
Mhm.
think. A lot of these yield max funds are this year. None of them have gotten tax bills yet. Wait till they get their tax bills. For these people that dumped like $200,000 into Tesla, got 20 grand of these payments maybe or some, and they think they're awesome. Okay, wait till the government has gets their share. They're in for a rude awakening. And honestly, a lot of them don't know it's coming. That they're going to get a huge tax bill for this.
The
So
tax
they
man
think
cometh.
you're not firing. There's no fire on this.
No.
But it's just crazy. Like this, I don't know what to say to these people. So then he wants to say, I'm telling you the function the ETF forms you're doing is same thing. So he's saying that Tesla is a equivalent to a bond or a CD. Like what? The pro did say he's like you would compare, because I asked him in the interview, what would you compare these well, it's not covered, these synthetic call op derivative strategy things. He's like the closest comparison is an annuity, because an annuity, you give someone your money, you never get the money back, and
Yep.
you get a payment plan.
Yep.
He's like, these are kind of similar in the sense that you give your money to yield max, it's deteriorating the whole time, but you're getting payments that are deteriorating and your NAV deteriorates. So it's closer to an annuity. You give them your money that's going to constantly just bleed to death, right? For payments that'll keep going down also. So it's like, oh my God. I've done my part. I mean, what else can you say? There's like 20-year-olds that are going to dump $100,000 into these things. And in a few years, that 100,000 will be 40, 50,000. And maybe they'll then stop and realize what they've done. That's what's going to, we'll see. Maybe they'll get smart really fast, but
I love the disconnect because, like, I recall that you said that you wouldn't do it, but you'd rather put your money in Tesla than Tesla. But people
yeah,
will still say you're a Tesla perma bull or bear rather.
like,
A perma bear.
oh God, like these, and even I find like the dumbest, simplest charts I can possibly show, because I'm not
Yes.
explaining options. I'm
Yes.
not okay. I'm not being a cocky prick, people. I am not an expert in options. How about that? Not an expert in options. I don't know all the fucking math, but I can show you this chart and tell you why you're not an expert either. Because I've talked to experts in this field and they don't invest in these products. You're investing in products the pros don't invest in. So why are you doing this? Like, again, like they buy calls. All right. You got to get through this break even period, this period to get the profits. So you pay the premium, the stock's got to rise a certain amount that you get nothing out of, then you make profits. So this is a shitty, this doesn't help you.
No.
This time. I don't know. I try and explain it that way. I mean, I have the other ones obviously from let's see. Where's the puts one? I'm looking. Like this is a good one. Like
Yep.
here's what Paul does
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Like,
Yep.
when he sells puts. All right, maximum loss. I wish it said unlimited loss, honestly, because I like the charts when it says unlimited to get the point across.
Yeah.
Unlimited losses. That arrow can keep going.
Mhm.
I should like add to this. Keep it, the arrow keeps going down. And then if you want to talk about naked calls, just flip it.
Yep.
You just flip the chart. And it's the same thing. So this is what Tesla and yield like. What the F are you doing? And some of them now want to do wheel strategy. And it's
Oh God.
like,
Good old
what are you
wheel.
doing to yourself? Like I've said, I will try a wheel strategy when I'm retired. I will take 100 shares of SPY, so it's like 50 grand,
Mhm.
and I'll do it for a few months to see if it's even worth it. And then I'll just stop if it's not worth it. But there's no reason to do wheel strategy now, though. Why would you
No,
do
I
it?
don't.
Wait till
I
you're
don't.
retired, then try it. Maybe
I
it
don't think
works,
so. And like,
but then you can just stop if it doesn't work and just move on. But
Like-
that one's crazy to me. These channels.
take it for what it's worth when it comes to wheel strategy, like the parts that make up an option when it comes to the Greeks. There's a lot to consider, and like the more and more I've thought about options, the less and less I've done them over time. If that makes sense. Yeah, just because.
So SCHX is if I remember this, I don't have this fund. It's the Dow Jones. Yeah. So Dow Jones has like their equivalent, I think, of the SPY. I think this is kind of like their equivalent because SPY is run by the Standards and Poor own that. So this is Dow Jones is like, I think same idea. It's 750 biggest companies in the world in America, not 500. It's a great fund. This is a great option too for people because it gives you the top end of the mid cap with the S&P 500 in a single fund. So this is a great option. There's also Schwab also has a 1,000 biggest companies in America. So again, you get the top half of the mid cap range and the S&P 500. So that's not a bad option either. Whereas I haven't done the research to explain all of SCHG. I'll get there. After Pfizer, I'm going to definitely do those. Shit, where'd it go?
There we go.
So let me remember. I'm trying to recall this all because I looked this up. It's been a while since I looked this up. So it's I think it picks from the same Dow Jones 750, the growth companies out of it, SCHG. So there's the index, Dow Jones US large cap growth. So, but no, it's either from the 750 or the total index. I'd have to go look. I'll refresh myself before I do the video. So you're taking the growth company aspects, and the other one is just biggest 750 companies in America. Oh, but I think this is a better option than QQQ because it's more broadly diversified. I don't like Q. It's only 100 companies, so I'd rather stick to this for the growth, for my growth investing. This is my tool of choice.
So the QQQ is too concentrated in your view.
My God, I can't even imagine. Well, it'd be hard because it's like I started out as a tech boy, like tech penny stock. I mean, degenerate penny stock tech guy. Everything I had was like, except for McDonald's, was like 50-cent, $2 stocks. And then I became literally, I was buying like McDonald's, Pepsi. And then the next period was like, I struck it rich on Great Recession. And then I switched to like a dividend strategy. So I don't know. I don't think you might change how you invest. And that now I'm becoming more of like, I'm almost becoming like a Boglehead light, right? It's core satellite's like a Boglehead-ish type of idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
Modified vocal HUD, pretty
just
much.
changing. You can
Yeah.
change over time. It's fine.
I think if anything, like change is almost like inevitable when it comes to an investment strategy or approach, and probably should be done.
I mean, I you could tell by the fall of 2021 that the clown market was over. Like
Yeah,
you could just feel it. Like the statistics I looked at, and I get all this info. I'm listening to stock news. I'm looking at Reddit, just taking all this in during the week. I'm like, yeah, I think the jubilant period's over. Like, did I change much investing? I don't. Why? I don't have to switch much. I mean, I
no,
wasn't.
no,
I made some moves in my speculation account, nothing long term, but you kind of got a feel for it being over. A lot of these people thought it would just keep going, and we've seen some of them they got wrecked, right? They just kept going with the clown market stuff. Meet Kevin, LaFufu, that Gabe dude. They didn't know the good times ended. They paid for it.
good old
Bacon
Andre.
whenever Damage sends yeah, or oh yeah.
My favorite Andre J quote was he said bacon is eating too much bacon.
Oh.
Yeah, massive amounts of love, Andre.
I used to fill the air with ums when I
Yeah,
started presenting at first, and then I realized because I was thinking you had to fill all the empty space when you talk and present. I thought you'd have to fill it with like um or it's like a verbal crutch for people. So, but if you hear yourself talk, you try and fight that urge to fill voids, right? So even when I present though, I'm better at it now. I would do it a lot. And I would ask someone in the crowd that I know to like critique my presenting. I used to do I do teleconference and in-person presentations. See,
yep, yep.
but
And I'm going
see,
yep.
yep. I learned though, because like you think you need to talk nonstop during a presentation, and you really don't. You can
No,
have pauses.
for
Um,
sure.
You can move around. It helps me. I move around. I hate standing by a podium. I will go over, back, use your hands. Like it's more, it is just easier to present that way. Let's see. Do not point with your finger.
No,
So when you're presenting, always point with a laser pen or something. Don't point with your finger. I learned that lesson. It just works better. So, and for people, don't read. I can't stress this enough. When you present in person, actually, if you do it remotely too, don't read your slides. You will kill me inside if you do that. Don't read your slides. Your slides are on the screen. Everyone watching your presentation can read your fucking slides. You don't have to read them to them. So, like, you have your notes of what you're going to talk about, and then there's what's on the screen that people can look at. They're two separate things. You don't need to read the slides. It kills me inside when people present like that. It's when I've had my people do some practice presentations. I'm like, do not read the slides, or I'm going to stop you immediately because I,
the
I went through that when I got my ROTC commander. Used
oh
to
yes,
kill us. He would fail you if you read the slides
yes.
immediately, and you'd have to redo like a presentation. It was a great lesson to learn though. And it's so people, now that you're hearing that, next time you go to a presentation, you're going to see it the way I see it. How many people just read the slides to you, and I just roll my eyes because I'm like, they either didn't prepare or this is shit. Like this presentation, just give me the slides if you're going to read them to me. There's no presentation. And it's hard. You got to create a presentation. I have like a whole packet of things to write or read, bullet comments. I have highlighted notes so I make sure I stay on track. Because you'll get lost if you just like have a paragraph to read in front of you. So you got to prepare right. But it's hard.
The,
Presenting's hard, and this helps
the
actually doing things like YouTube.
the
Um,
only counter I have would be if someone is blind or you have like a blind member of the audience, but that's about it. Like most of the time, I agree. I agree. Like 99% of the time, you're insulting people's intelligence if you're just reading the slideshow and only that.
yeah, it hurts my soul when I see that, and I'm
I
like,
agree.
well, they don't work for me, so it's okay.
Because like
It's not
by
like I
and
walk up
large,
to them and go, "You're fucking." I'm just like, man,
yeah.
did you really? If I'm friends with them, maybe I'll just make a little joke about it, like,
Because like by and large, the way how most slideshows are structured, you're supposed to talk through them anyways and expand upon them. Like so, that's like my own criticism kind of falls flat on its face. Uh,
Yeah,
but
Andrew's got a point. Like
yeah,
people do, yeah, it's like a verbal crutch when when
mhm,
you're trying to get to your next point or remember where you want to go. Like again, like you think you have to fill the air with a sound, but really, I mean, you could just not. It could just be silence, and it's okay as long
yeah.
as long as everything else is on track. You could have quiet, but nobody's perfect. I still do the ums. So I try not. Like,
Yeah, I
I
like
could
when
just tell you
Michael's
what I see. Someone that presents a lot and sees people present, it
nice.
comes up. So visual presentations help a lot though, like charts, especially when you're talking. Because like you can put a chart on the screen, you can have like parts of the chart shoot in, and it triggers your PowerPoint should trigger your memory about like what you're talking about. So like pictures, graphs, and as long as you've done your proper research and preparation, so you go over what you want to talk about like 4 or 5, 6 times. So you think you have it memorized, like go over it again. And then when the presentation hits, like your slides will trigger what you want to say necessarily. Don't think you have to just read verbatim something you wrote on paper because you're gonna panic at some point in a presentation, forget where you are on the paper, and you're effed. Like, and I did that at the beginning. That's how I thought presenting was. You just read. I just have notes, and I just sit up there and I read the notes, and I look up every like few seconds. And then you realize you'll miss. You lose where you are at a certain point, and you're like you panic inside. The dread.
Oh
So
yes,
a better way is more like they're like bullet comments with some paragraphs, and then the PowerPoint slides I could look at, and I'm like, oh yeah, it gets me back on track immediately. What's on the slide? So I hate when people control the slides. A lot of
oh
they have
yes,
like the person in the communication team will be doing the slides, and
yes,
I'm like, can I have the button? I really want me to have but it's okay because you can just tell them when to do next slide.
yes.
Some of them try and like figure out when to go, and I'm like, no, no, just wait till I tell you. You're gonna
Yes.
like it's just for me. Um, but for everyone here, like presenting is good for a lot of professions that you should work at, and it's hard. I'm telling it is hard. It is definitely hard. It's years and years of practice, and this helps online. So, but we're not all gifted salespeople like Ross Gerber, right? I'm not a slick salesperson. Like some people are naturally born with these abilities to just talk and they sound like authorities on anything.
Oh yes,
Like
yes.
that's you have to see through that. Like it's there. So anyways, I think that's it.
I
Um
think so too.
there's an
Congratulations.
someone's gonna have an tracker on me now. Every
Counter.
some- someone's gonna at the end of every stream, you said it 45 times. Like I still try I used to be really bad with the ums, but
Yeah.
let's see.
Chat and comment section are undefeated unless they're being delusional about something as far as like a specific stock or yield max ETF maybe.
Yeah, so we'll try and I should do so what do you think? Like what ETFs should I cover like core ETFs I think makes sense? I probably
I
don't have to
think
get like what do you have to say about like SCHX? Okay. I don't know how far you need to go into it. It's the
uh,
750 biggest companies in the US.
yeah.
Great option. Like
I mean, if you find it difficult to like find the content engaging, then maybe you could roll things up into like a little rundown of like what some arbitrary number. Uh, but
this is something people could think about. I've been thinking about this.
mhm,
If you say you're buying the S&P 500, right? You're always an S&P 500 investor.
yeah,
Understand? I'm saying, and I know I said don't change your strategies, but if you believe that small and mid caps are undervalued and they didn't have the run that the S&P and the Magnificent Seven did, you think, okay, next year's mid cap and small caps time to shine if interest rates go down. So one alternative, instead of just completely abandoning like the S&P 500, you could buy a product like this, the Schwab 1000. So you get again the 500 biggest and the 500 biggest mid caps. So it's kind of like a blended fund. Same as SCHX, you're getting the 250 biggest mid caps to go along with the SP 500. So I know I said don't change strategies, but you're still index investing, but maybe it gives you a slight and you're not getting 20% better, but you could
no,
get 2% better maybe
yeah,
if things go that way. So
yeah,
it's an idea I thought about this year so far. But
Yeah,
um,
I'd say like it's perfectly fine for people like because if we're talking like marginal percentages here and there, like you're not really killing the proverbial golden egg laying goose.
no,
Like
and like outperformance can be 1%. Like,
yes,
don't think outperformance is 20, 40, 50%. Outperformance
yes,
1%. Maybe that
yes.
little edge over 5, 6, 7 period year.
Mhm.
I mean,
Because like I don't think like say for example like a strong man like I love the man. I don't think he necessarily says, "Oh, you're in S&P 500 or U.S. total market, you're going to zero." And I don't think a sensible person would say, "Oh, you're VT, you're going to zero." Like so that's and again, I'm not saying anyone on either side, reasonable people, have said that. So we're just talking again around core satellite
yeah, I
conceptually
mean, I
it works.
I don't think I'll ever be a VT investor. I have problems with international investing that I wouldn't just want to dump money into them at all times like he does.
Mhm.
But given that said, I get it.
Yes.
He's not buying it. He's not doing VT because it's optimized. He's doing it because it's efficient
Yes.
and it's easy.
Yes.
So it makes sense. And I've talked to him enough. Like
Mm,
I get it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's something he can stick to his whole life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Like
like
because
to switch around stuff kind of. He likes to stick stuff. So it can work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like again, reasonable people can have disagreements on like what's right for them, but yeah, yeah, like again, like to call it a zero or like completely horrible, like
I mean, I've gotten some alpha on things, so I
oh yeah,
I don't believe in efficient market theory, not law
mm,
theory, people.
yes,
I don't believe in it. Not really. Like in the end, if I did believe in it, I'd be buying VT. So obviously, if you don't own VT, you don't really believe in efficient market theory to some degree.
hmm
Not totally abandon it, but
no, no, no,
if you
but
believed in it wholeheartedly, you wouldn't have individual stocks ever. So I mean, the fact that you're watching me tells you that you don't wholeheartedly believe it either. I think the markets can be slow to recognize things sometimes.
I'd say so,
I don't
yeah,
think things are always perfectly priced at all times.
no, yeah, things can
So
be unreasonable on the up and downside.
I mean, just to some like when Cigna was 250, I'm like, this is a $320 stock. And it almost got to 320, which I probably should have sold it then, but got to like 310. So it's like, uh, I thought it was a $320 stock even when it was 250. Unlike everything money, the fucking number doesn't really change every time the stock moves. You don't do a friggin' DCF and reevaluate the price. Like when it was 250 and then it was 310, I still thought it was a $320 stock. Like
Yeah,
it didn't change. Nothing changed at the time until the Humana
yes,
crap came out.
yep,
Now that mattered.
oh
That was
yes, yeah,
now we're talking a difference.
yep,
But the whole theory of like when Paul was doing like he did a evaluation of AMD when it was like 100. Then it was like 90 and then it was 70 and he like every time he did a reanalysis of AMD and it was like he said it was worth 40, 30. Then one of them I think they said it was worth $19. Something like every time it was like substantially different price targets every time they did
yes,
an AMD and I'm like
I remember.
this is like clownery to the fucking 10th degree. Like my friend who doesn't even know about DCF models, my AMD friend, I would send him those prices and he's like, who the hell is this guy? Like this, my friends are like obsessed with AMD, my two friends, and they're like laughing their asses off at this guy saying that AMD is worth $19. Like dying. They bought crazy amounts of it when it was in the 60s. I bought, I did pretty well on it. I didn't go crazy into it. They bought like hundreds of shares. So
AMD fair price is worth $20
that
basically.
was a great example at that time. I'm like, as soon as AMD at that last year, anytime AMD went under a P/E ratio of 40, I was buying it. So it's like for these guys, these like, to do like the 12, 14, 60 PE across like broad companies of different sectors, I'm like, this is hilarious. Like some companies deserve a 40 PE. Some companies deserve 100, like some companies deserve like a
Oh
50,
yeah,
60, 70 PE. Like
yep.
there's unicorns. Like not to recognize that. it's not a lot of companies, but AMD at AMD when it was $60. Are you kidding me? Like, as they're just taking market share from Intel last
Oh
year.
yes,
You could
yes.
just see it, taking it every freaking quarter. They're just taking the data center business. It was hilarious. And I sold it at like 105 or 110, I think it was. So I've done that. Yeah, I trade AMD. That's like the fourth or fifth time. But oh, these guys, I'm just like, but you stick to what you know. Like, I don't, that's, and your friend group, I guess. Your circle of competency is not just you, it's
Oh yeah.
your friends and family are in your circle. Maybe close associates, I suppose. But
I count myself lucky to, you know, like that's my biggest like improvement of luck ever since my horrible time with everything money. Like
thank
in
you,
hindsight.
Christopher.
Yep.
I was gonna say I did do the last time I did a video that was like a yeah. Um yeah, here. 100 sub special. What day
Yeah.
was this?
This was.
Only back in June.
Yep.
Not bad. Not bad.
You've done a lot of good in the world, I'd say.
I was
The
pretty
only
happy at that. I thought 100 was great.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Holy shit, this is great."
Yeah.
But
The only bad thing I'd say is that you've set the trend for having me on as a guest for for other YouTube channels.
it's fun to talk to have someone at least.
I'd say so.
Need a punching bag. You okay with that? No.
Yeah, yeah, it's all good. I've been sparring partner before, but no, like real talk though. I think you would be open to having other people besides myself, and I would be perfectly happy like having just being an audience member. Where like I think you just want someone to what have working mic and camera, be on camera, and do some prep work. Like I want
Someone
someone
asked, where was it?
yeah,
Let me get the comment.
because because like
Go
when it
ahead. No.
comes to yeah, when it comes to being on your channel, like there literally like ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing that special about me outside of the willingness to do this. Like,
This guy
like and Dan is nice enough to have
have
me on.
subscribers on to discuss stock ideas, valuations, what's going on in the market. Would be interested, not professional, seasoned investor, no limitations. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I read really fast. So, I get. I mean, I brought this up earlier in this video. Like, my idea originally was like to give like the live streams would be like my ideas currently,
Mm,
things I'm either looking at or thinking about. Nothing too specific. Well, a lot of it doesn't go anywhere. I'll just be honest. Like, that's kind of how it goes. You have like a kind of a blanket idea about something and you kind of mold it. And then at some point you might just realize it looks like a shitty clay pot and then you throw it out. So a lot of it's just like getting everything you're at work and it's just I'm listening to podcasts, I'll read Reddit at breaks, interacting on Capital Mindset and other, Ryan's Discord gives you ideas. You then ferry those ideas out. A lot of them just you just don't really feel like it, or you're like you put it on hold, like Academy Sports and Disney. It's like I liked it, put it
yeah.
on the shelf.
Oh yes, yeah.
um,
No, there's nothing wrong with that too because I've put ideas on the shelf before. Sometimes they run up and run away from me. Maybe that's my fault, but other times though, like it works out in the end. Uh,
you remember all the times we said how many videos I said I was going to wait till we got to the top of the mountain on interest rates and then
ah,
I was going to buy my retail plays,
yes.
but I've been busy lately and I
Mm,
hadn't thought about it too much. So
yep.
which kind of funny, I was literally kind of right about it. We got to when was the JPOW meeting?
Oh shoot!
Somewhere here.
Yeah, they're roughly thereabouts. Yeah.
Oh, look at it.
Yep.
So here it is, ASO. We might be at the top of the peak of interest rate climbs, and it's
Mhm,
rocketing. So
yeah.
it's funny. It's just but again, it's like you have this, but I'm working and I have kids and other stuff. Some things just slip through the cracks. The
Mhm.
ideas I had, um, but I'm not going to chase it. That's the important thing.
Oh,
I
for
think I'm
sure.
onto
Yeah.
it. I think
Yeah.
it's a real trade, but so far, like okay, we'll see. Maybe it comes back to what I want. I have an idea of what I want to pay for ASO, not 60. Maybe it runs away and it never happens. Like
Yeah.
things run away from you. It's
Oh
fine.
yes. Yeah. It happens. It
Um,
perfectly happens. Yeah.
you know what hasn't run away? Wait, okay.
Tractor Supply.
I was buying when it got under 200. I'm
Oh,
very hesitant to increase my cost basis on anything, but
yes.
I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Because I thought, I'm like, yeah, right here. When it got under 200, I'm like, this is silly. Are you kidding me? Like everything's again, it's like everything's dipping, everything's doom and gloom. Okay, this is a superior retail company compared to a lot of the crap I see out there. They're so much better off than a lot of the shit bags. So I was like, sure. But I'm very hesitant to. I hate to raise my cost basis normally. So I mean, I was buying. Where was it? 160s. Yeah, right here. This was like when I started into it. So I'm very hesitant.
Oh,
I hate to raise my cost
fairness
basis.
to you. Yeah, fairness to you and to the people, and watching, or listening. It is a hard thing to mentally get through for some people, and I think I also follow under that boat
Yeah,
or
I
in
mean,
that boat.
sometimes they come back. Sometimes it runs
Yeah.
away from you. You were right, but your timing was not.
Mhm.
That's just the name of the game.
Oh yes.
Agco
Plenty of
Weekly.
more opportunities and things to deal with going forward.
Okay, how is Agco? Let me see.
Oh no, Dan, you'll be known as a single stock YouTuber.
119. Okay.
I'm joking, by the way. But
The thing that people don't real like industrials can be flat for a long time.
oh yes,
You just
yes,
rip.
yeah,
Like it can happen so fast and you're not you know, like you can think, "Oh, it's garbage company, garbage company, garbage company." Woo! Like Caterpillar, name, you know, these can be boring, crappy companies that sit in these channels and then they just rip all of a sudden and you're out of the blue and you're not ready for it. Um so yeah, like within a 2-month period, this thing went from, 200 to 280. And before that, kind of honestly nothing, kind of a nothing burger for a while.
yeah.
Um kind of industrials kind of run like that actually. So Agco could very well sit in this like 100 $130 range for the next 2 years, and then all of a sudden it could just rip to at its valuation, it could rip to like 180, you know, real fast. So if the Tremble stuff works out the way I'm hoping it will,
Yes.
um, this could go. I mean, Agco could be a $200. Let's not say 200. Um, I I haven't. I don't want to pull up the price, but it could rip to a pretty good price if some good news about that merger comes out. Then again, it could not. So
Yeah. It's
it's not my biggest conviction thing. So
I I'm not. I know we mentioned oil before in the past, um, and there is one thing that I'm trying to work through. Credit to another person who brought this up. It was, uh, do we know who the marginal supplier is from like an economics perspective? Because like the conventional theory when it comes to oil is, uh, the marginal supplier sets the price because they're the ones that can easily ramp up or ramp down production. And for the U.S. market, at least, or possibly the global market, it's been the U.S. shale producers, shale oil. But I don't know if that's still the case or not. Uh, Comment section, feel free to yell at me. Maybe I'm overthinking things. And I'm not saying that there is no opportunity or bad opportunity here, just something that I'm thinking through as I have my little watching positions. And we'll see if it runs up on me and we all point and laugh at me that way, or it turns into a nothing burger and we laugh at me that way.
so I was buying this. Where was I buying it? Here, yeah,
Mm,
because it was like $100. It was last year, so it
yeah.
was around $100. Um, I like this company because their financials are balance sheet looks spectacular. They
Mhm.
are a drilling exploratory oil company. So, but they're not just in the Permian Basin. They have other shales, and then they have great exposure to natural gas. And I was like, I thought natural gas was going to go really well because Europe's going to need more natural gas output from the states to be shipped over there.
Mhm.
So, I mean, okay investment, right? It's from
Yeah.
100 to 120 plus. I think at
So far, so
100,
good.
the yield was like, I think it was over 4% at the time. Um,
Hey.
I like the company. Like, I don't love it,
Yeah.
but I think they're in a great opportunistic place to be, I guess you call it. And what's like when oil goes down in price, they can pivot, I think, well, because they could just they could have like drilling plans. They could just stop and
Yeah.
just pause. They could just pause some of their drilling.
Mhm.
Whereas you have like a mid cap, like the pipelines, I don't know what they can really do to defend themselves. They're just putting oil or natural gas through their pipelines. I never really liked those businesses.
Oh,
I
yes, yeah. Yeah.
I've
They
never liked the pipeline businesses to buy like an investment. Um, Something just bugs me because they can't really control what they're doing. It's just kind of they're in the middle, right? Pushing
yes.
oil from the people refining, from the oil fields to the refinery.
Mhm.
Um, and some people might find that appealing. I don't,
Yeah.
but
It's,
I like the drillers like this and ConocoPhillips. I've always kind of liked.
oh,
Um,
okay.
the refiners. I mean, you want a friggin' talk about a stock that has done spectacular. I think it's
Uh,
MPC. It's
there's,
Marathon. Am I right?
oh,
I think there's 2 marathons because they split up.
mm.
What a friggin' run this thing's been on since COVID. Amazing, amazing. Again, great company, good balance sheet. I mean, this is a refinery company, so
Mm.
but I've never bought a refinery specific. I mean, Exxon has refineries, so that's why I kind of find it appealing. I don't have that. But like, look at the run of this thing.
Yep.
It was $17 at COVID. Now it's 150. Like, amazing.
Funny thing with your appeal from natural gas, and I need to do more digging on like the chemistry just from a curiosity perspective. Is I heard that we may be around that point where natural gas can be economical to scale and convert into gasoline. I didn't know that that was possible, but
Yes, they can. Yep.
yeah, like
You can
because I
liquefy it into a product. Yeah.
yeah, because like I knew like circa World War II, like they and I guess like maybe South Africa still is able to turn coal
Well, I
into
think
gasoline, but
a lot of
oil,
people like don't like natural gas because I think it's more volatile, the prices, if
yeah,
I remember
yeah,
right.
yep,
So people always like want to look don't want natural gas, but I'm like, natural gas is like a great
yeah,
alternative to like to go from oil to straight windmills and solar panels. Like, let's be
hmm
realistic.
oh yeah,
There's going to be
no,
this weird in between period like we're in now where there's going to be like some green energy and then maybe slightly less carbon intensive fossil fuel like natural gas is a better right less carbon I think and cleaner
yep,
alternative, not perfect but so I like feel like natural gas could be like within this in between period at least.
hmm
I like that exposure with EOG. So but again, you could probably pull up a company that doesn't have natural gas, a driller that's done better in EOG. Okay,
no,
like
probably, yeah,
good for you. If I think Fang might have done better,
because
price
I
wise.
yeah that space can have some really hairy hairy players where balance sheet's not that great. You're worried about the future income statements and cash flows.
Well, like Exxon makes me think about getting more, although it just went over 100. I was really kind of 100 perks my interest when it got under 100, and then it's already gotten past 100 again. But like just because like I had looked at, I was really interested in hydrogen like a year
Mm,
ago.
yes,
I was
yeah.
really I thought hydrogen was the bee's knees. Like I had Cummins engines, which had hydrogen tech, and I even had some Air Products Chemical for their hydrogen technology. And but then the more I looked at it, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. It's too expensive. It's not. You can't scale it like you can. The infrastructure is not there for like this full scale hydrogen development, and it doesn't really make sense for cars.
Mhm.
Like I will freely admit, like EVs make sense for little cars. Like so I think solid state batteries, but people can say you can disagree and say lithium, but little cars make sense for batteries. So I was like, okay, large scale will be hydrogen. I'm like, but now it's a totally different infrastructure. You have to cool the hydrogen to like a liquid form so it actually has enough energy density to make sense. Or maybe you don't need that for a train because you can just have a rail car full of the gas. But for any other use, you got to make it super cool. So it's like there's so much complex technology with hydrogen cells and all that idea. I'm like, and then like the whole concept of the colors for the hydrogen is such nonsense. for people. I don't know, like let's see. I wonder if I can pull it up in some chart. Maybe it even pull up. Okay, here this is it, I think, right?
Mm. I'm not familiar with this chart.
You don't know? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I just fucked up. Okay, so green hydrogen is produced from water using electricity from renewable sources like wind or solar. So it's green. You're using electrolysis. You're zapping the water to split the water into hydrogen and oxygen.
Yeah.
Green. So then there's also blue. Hydrogen produced from fossil fuels, okay? Where the CO2 is captured and stored and repurposed. Okay. Gray hydrogen extracted from natural gas using steam methane reforming. This is probably the most applicable to like Exxon, I think, is
Yes,
the gray one.
probably. Yeah.
So using steam technology to pull it out of the methane reforming. This is the most common form of hydrogen. Yes. So this is like the one that would be most interesting for like already an oil company. Then there's like pink, turquoise, extracted from coal, yellow, produced by electrolysis. So this is using electrolysis, but using the grid's electricity. So maybe the you're using coal fire electrical plants to make hydrogen. So they had to color it not green,
Yeah.
white, produced from byproducts of industrial. So it's like this is nonsense. Like this is cool to look at in a chart, and I saw like and I saw where this was going, and I'm like, this is nonsense. You think how are you scaling this? Who's gonna know? Okay, what color is the hydrogen that's going in your car? This is silly as shit.
Oh yes.
So I've lost faith in the whole hydrogen idea, just to a lot of degree. But then you look at like Exxon. Exxon is developing behind the scenes so so air products and chemicals is going into the green hydrogen. They're spending a lot of money to build plants for green hydrogen. It's expensive and it doesn't produce a lot. It's hard to scale that. Like green power is tough, right? It's not all year. Wind and solar have limitations. So like, but Exxon can be like, look, gray hydrogen is better than oil. So they don't have the same. I don't think they have the same dilemma. They don't have to
I
produce
agree.
green hydrogen. They can just say gray hydrogen's a better, less carbon than oil. So go to hell. Like
Yeah.
we're trying, and they already
Well,
have that technology to get that hydrogen. If
yeah.
through their normal operations, they can extract the hydrogen right out of the gray color one. So, and then they talk about here they have all these technologies they're developing. It's just not their main effort, but they're readying themselves for a green future. I think the lithium mine was interesting. I mean, I guess that's more of a speculation for them.
I think so too. Yeah.
They don't go crazy into this stuff. Like,
No.
but they're ready for it. I
Mhm.
think the biofuels have their own problems. I've looked into biodiesels. The problem with biodiesels, from what I can see, is they're dirty as hell.
Yes.
So you need a higher burn point. This is what I read on like an engineering page. Not me, people. I'm not okay. Cocky alert. I don't know this stuff. There, you happy? So the it has to burn at a higher temperature, otherwise you get like residue. So it's more maintenance on. So if you ran a truck on bio, this is what it said, like the biodiesel, like it's a nightmare for maintenance. It gums up the whole motor. And
Oof.
then again, you're burning carbon still. So again, like the green people aren't going to like it because you're still burning carbon. It's just not as much, but you're still, and it doesn't have like carbon monoxide, but you're burning carbon still. So, but like they have this all in the background. The hydrogen, which like the gray hydrogen is like what Exxon would do. Carbon capture, they have carbon capture. Like we talked about, carbon capture is not going to be like a carbon tax, but I think it would just be the carbon offsets. They could sell carbon offsets, right? Either keep them in house or sell it, ideally. I think. Um, I don't know, but I like this idea. I'm like, maybe they're the ones to pivot, not these small startups. So
I
they're
mean,
not going to. If
assuming
people
that
think like oil's going to die and oil
yeah,
prices keep going down and this thing gets pummeled, like it's interesting. Like
I think
they're
so
not
too.
going anywhere.
Yeah, because like the good thing is with assuming that management team is the executive team is in touch with management and are aware of like the unit economics of these spaces. Let's assume that they're right. Let's assume that oil and natural gas get pummeled to hell, deservedly so. They're at least in a position where they have enough muscle to just outright buy, some up and comer, in the green space. and hopefully like have a good idea of what the hell they're doing. Because like normally I'm skeptical with M&A, but I can at least envision a possibility that they do okay with it. Uh,
So are we at like
but
we're
yep,
at like let me pull the chart.
yep,
I mean, you can. I mean, yeah, it already rebounded pretty decent.
yep.
85. Yeah. So oil's not going anywhere, people. It's
Ah,
not going anywhere. So like, I don't know. Kind of think about it now.
mhm.
You look where things look like crap, right? So.
Step through the wreckage.
Oh. Anyways, I think that's about it. So
I think so
this
too.
went on longer than I thought. The Bills are on now. I gotta go watch the Bills Cowboys.
Hey,
My brother's at the game. He's been texting me photos. So
your brother a Bills fan or a Cowboys fan?
Cowboys.
Ooh,
He
that
got
must be a little awkward.
Company bought box. His company got a box for the game. So
Oh,
it was super
very
excited.
nice.
Yeah. Um, good times for him. Yeah. I think next year I really want to go to New Orleans for a game. That's where I want to go. But
That'd be cool.
yeah, we'll see. Texas. Oh, they don't
It's a
sell
joke.
tractors.
It's a joke, yeah. And you're
Yes.
Tesco, a UK grocer. I thought it was funny.
ASO Weekly. I'm still on ASO. I haven't given up. So, their internet presence sucks, no doubt. Like
Mm,
at the like ASO, like, but it's not about the internet part. That's not.
yeah. Plus, also, if they ever get their act together, it's an opportunity for growth. Like, doesn't have to be in your core thesis, but if it plays out that way, you're happy. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's it. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the subscriber count. I don't know when would I do another one? 10,000, I guess.
I'd say whatever you feel like.
Dude, if
Like,
I get to 10,000 subs, I'm fucking I don't know what I'll do. I'll buy like a $500 bottle of wine or champagne. Pop bottles at that point. That'd be
I'd say
pretty trippy.
you could pick like an arbitrary number like 6,439. Watch someone clip this out of context and call for
That'd
it.
be hilarious.
That would be, but
So we'll do a good mix of educational and grifter slang, I guess. Paul's
yeah,
going down. Mother
no,
Paul's a joke.
yeah,
I
that
guess
guy.
somebody sent us that he's getting a lot of shit in his video comments
Oh
now.
yeah,
So who
yes,
knows? Maybe
beautiful.
we're actually doing some good finally. Strongman,
Yes.
I do videos on him. Fabio. I don't know if Echoes does everything money. I don't think so.
I don't think so
But
either, but it's
he's the one that pisses me off more than anybody. Like meet Kevin, like what the hell you want me to do? Like he he just does a bunch of like he does like flaming doom and gloom, or he does bullshit macro that doesn't help you.
yes.
Like, I don't know what else to say. Like if he starts reviewing stocks again beyond Tesla, like sure, it's on.
Mhm.
But like I'm not going to make a point of always going after them. It's like if something comes about, like Paul wrecking his family's financial future.
Oh yeah, good
My
God.
God. I'm sure there'll be more. I guess he was joking about starting some sort of small cap 10x club. Like he knows what a fucking 10x is. I mean,
He's
I don't either. Okay, cocky alert. I've never had a 10x investment there. So there, I'm not cocky. I've had something like 5x. 10x is that's a tall
yeah,
order.
that is a tall order.
Jesus, unless you're doing options or something. But
Yeah.
so I look forward to the Tesla hate. For the brief time I talked about Tesla in this whole 2 hours, I talked about it for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That'll be the first comment. Someone's going to attack me about the Tesla recall I mentioned.
The
So
recall that is by definition.
a recall that is a recall, even though you're saying it's not a recall by definitions of a recall, but it's a recall. Like, are you saying I'm not saying the recall is or is not important or devastating to the stock? I'm just saying it is a recall, people. So for you listening, like we're debating. I don't know what we're debating anymore. Like, oh, I didn't say the recall would cause Tesla to go down 4.5% or something. I just said it's a recall. Like, get over yourselves. They're so mad, and then they want to convert you. Like, who says convert someone that owns a car?
I don't get it. I don't get
You
it,
know what,
man.
Bacon?
Like,
I am converting you to be a Honda. If you drove my Hondas, I would convert you to Honda ownership. So I'm gonna let you just drive them. just drive my cars because I will convert you. Like, who talks like this? Like, I've been in Teslas. I've driven Teslas. They feel like little toy cars. No interest in. They're stupid as hell. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't know why they can't get beyond the fact that there's people out there that don't want to drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
They think you just haven't converted.
It's weird.
I want a
weird.
Porsche. That's what I want. I want a fucking Porsche. I don't want a Tesla. If I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna buy a little Porsche for the summer. So ridiculous, people. My friend's got an Audi. That thing's awesome. That thing's awesome. He's got a freaking turboed SUV Audi. Beautiful, like huge display. or a little toy plastic car with a screen and no buttons. It's like whatever. Oh no, I'm gonna go on for 30 more minutes about Tesla. So.
I don't recall you ever saying I'm shorting Tesla. I call upon people to short Tesla.
I would probably never. I can't imagine. That's dangerous. You don't short meme stocks. I'm very hesitant to short a meme stock because it could be irrationally valued, but it's a meme stock. It could just be irrational because it's a meme stock. People pile into it. So that's dangerous territory. I've never shorted like something that's meme-ish. I think that, after GameStop ran to 300 and then it dropped to 40 and people might say, okay, now I'm going to short it because now everyone knows it's a clown stock. What happened? Like 2 months later, it went back up to like 300, even though you could have said your valuation tool said it's worth $2.
Yeah.
But you were playing a dangerous game if you tried that. Like, I wouldn't short AMC. I wouldn't short none of those meme stocks. So I short things that I didn't think Carvana was a meme stock. So I was fine shorting Carvana. When it got over 50, I messaged Gondar and I'm like, this is easy money, dude. I'm like, the price that they had on the cars in their inventory combined with the high interest rates at that time.
Yes.
I'm like, how is this stock over $50? I'm like, the day of reckoning is coming for Carvana. That was easy. That was probably like, well, that and Virgin Galactic I knew was going to work. There was no doubt in my mind Virgin Galactic. The way I structure, I gave myself plenty of time because I'm like, I knew eventually it's going down. But Carvana was the easiest fucking play. I don't have any new ones right now. I have one short idea, but I'm not committed to it. There's one I'm looking at. I'm not getting into it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Play it out. I had to reformat the RoboCop one because I got copyright strike for it. Apparently, the music was from a bankrupt. The movie theater or the movie company that made RoboCop went bankrupt. So I thought no one would give a shit if I used clips from the movie, and I did for a long time. And then all of a sudden, it got copywritten out of nowhere, like the 30th time I used it. So I was like, "That's YouTube for people. You have to be careful." Like the music you listen to, I buy it from a guy in Colorado who makes music that's royalty free. So you pay for the music, he sends it to you. So basically he's swearing that he won't copy, he could still technically, I think, say it's his music, but it's royalty free. So it's not technically songs. When people ask me what it is, it's not really music. So anyways, all right, let's do RoboCop then. Thank you for watching. We will see you later at some point. Watch out for Pfizer. I'll probably premiere it sometime. I'm going to try and get it out before Christmas. So have a good day, everyone. Bye.